Hey everyone. Okay, so I guess the place to start with this chapter is we got to learn a piece of Kuma's true past. That, like so many others, he was in fact either a slave to the celestial dragons, or something else. Because as we see from the flashback, he's being dragged back home apparently, or something to that effect. But it's like whatever is, whether he's a slave or something else, it shows his past is directly linked to the world government itself. And the fact that but the fact that Bonnie was only able to learn that much before getting ejected confirms that, again, Kuma's history with the celestial dragons and the government doesn't just stop with one incident or moment, but that his entire life, from the day he was born basically to now, the very roots of his origins are tied to the government in some way or another. Him becoming a slave, at least currently, is just the inevitable conclusion now to all that. Whether that means that he was the true king and he was dethroned by Eam, or he was one of the many kings who helped form the government as it existed, the question, like, it honestly doesn't matter. Like, I guess those two things is still the question, but that still remains. But whatever the case may be, what Kuma is doing now, basically, by climbing the red line, is him putting his long-standing history with the government to rest. Whether that means he lives or dies is up to himself now. And honestly, if nothing else, this chapter has got me excited for what Bonnie's future in the series might look like, in regards to how this will affect her actions going forward, because what she's going to do, because this very much looks like the point where she and more likely Vegapunk will part ways with the Straw Hats, and follows after her father probably, which I wouldn't be surprised by that, and I would be even less surprised if them going that route, if them going their own route, just going together to find Kuma, I think might also lead them into the arms of dragons somehow, some way, like whether willingly or by coincidence. Like, it feels like Bonnie's destiny, basically. What I'm saying is to come into contact with the revolutionaries like her father was, and basically ask for their help. I think that kind of has to be the thing that happens. Of course, even with learning that, we basically cut back to the best damn character in the series, Big News Morgans, who caught up on the events with the Navy in their raid to kill Vegapunk, and now we see he's about to write another scathing article before it's revealed Morgans has got a couple of stowaways aboard his blimp, Princess Vivi and Wappo of all people, which, okay, a lot to talk about, but at the very least, this does confirm Vivi is still alive, and whatever secrets were learned or revealed at Marie Joie, I think it's been tasked with Vivi now to reveal them to the rest of the world, at least, or on her end, or at the very least, try and escape with this information and keep it hidden. And like him or not, what better way than through Big News Morgans himself? Like, Morgans is the guy to kind of reveal shit to the entire world. It's just kind of, and I'm sure Vivi right now is just trying to convince him to do that. The question is, with Vivi's escape, what happened to Cobra? Because in this situation, we should all but assume he's dead. But honestly, to me, this all but officially confirms that Cobra's alive. Like, it feels like Oda's just picking the right time to reveal him being alive, and that'll be when he feels the moment is right for him to appear. Like, going along with that, though, I think it's fair to say that yes, if it isn't revealed that Cobra is with Morgans as well, then the only other place he could be is with the revolutionaries. That has to be like the case at this point. Either that or he really is dead. But again, the fact that Oda has been holding off for so long at showing us a body says otherwise to me, and that Oda does have a role for him to play, which just the fact that we're seeing Vivi seemingly play such an important role going forward in itself really shows that the chickens are coming home to roost for the government, even in the most poetically ironic way. Like, even though they didn't, like, you gotta think about this for a second. Even though the Nefertari family didn't join the other royal families in Marie-Joie, they still helped in creating the world government, and now they're on track to being the ones to help destroy it. Like, again, you gotta love the poetic irony of that. And honestly, the thing that's got me excited about this whole thing, weirdly enough, is that if we were to get a full-on backstory of how the world government was formed, I think we'd find the Nefertari family were the only ones among the 19 royal families that had benevolent motives for creating the government to begin with, whereas everyone else, probably a bunch of selfish, greedy, violent assholes. So, but yeah, as a whole, I love this turn of events that the Nefertari family is playing such a pivotal role in whatever is going to help bring the government down so far. Also, I guess I'll just mention it offhandedly, but how in the fuck did Wapol end up with Vivi? Seriously, what's the fucking story there? Like, Wapol, what did you do? Why the fuck are you with Vivi? What happened? What happened, you big dumbass? You big dumbass. Just tell me what happened, please. I'm sick of dealing with your bullshit, okay? But with all that said, though, one thing that also happens with this chapter is, of course, we see the Straw Hats all prepped and ready to leave Egghead. Unfortunately, stalled by the fact that Vegapunk can't be found. And like I said, this is a moment that I feel is signifying that Vegapunk and Bonnie are going to be escaping separately from everyone else. Like, wherever Bonnie's journey takes her beyond this arc and what she's currently going through, I think Vegapunk is going to be a part of it. And I wouldn't be shocked if at this point their continued journey together doesn't involve a reunion with Dragon. At least once this whole thing with Bonnie learning Kuma's past is wrapped up. And I'll be honest, Sentomaru has really grown on me as a character. I mean, I didn't hate him, but I didn't love him either. He was a perfectly middle ground kind of character, that just never left much of an impression on me. But ever since Vegapunk's reveal, it feels like we've gotten to see who he really is. Like, the real person who doesn't just serve Vegapunk and doesn't just serve the Navy, although I guess in the latter's case that was clearly clever. But I'm glad one thing I am glad we're seeing who the real Sentomaru is. And if this is likely to be his final moments, I'm happy he went out the way he did. And again, just seeing those pacifistas turn on the government is just, oh, so sweet to see. I love it. I love every minute of it. But, yeah, guys, that's pretty much all I got for this review. If you enjoyed the video, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Twitter, Analyst Crunchyroll, be sure to notification bell, hit the subscribe button, and just share the video around, guys. Dark Knight of Runway, signing off. Later, everyone.